Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad to see you back. This week we're talking about the cosmic shifts taking place during the week from March 31st until April 6th. And whether you're new to astrology or whether you've been following along for a while now, I promise to keep things simple, practical, and focused on how you can use these energies to live your best life. All right, let's get into it. We're starting with April 1st when Venus, still in retrograde, makes a conjunction with the North Node in Pisces. This brings a strong karmic energy to themes of relationships and love and values. Now, this is the second of 3 conjunctions because of Venus's retrograde, where the first one occurred on February 1st. And the third one is going to happen on April 24th. So every time we have a transit that occurs 3 times because a planet goes over a point once, then it retrogrades back over it again, and then it goes forward over it again a 3rd time. This is like the universe or the stars or whatever saying, pay attention, there is something really important for you here. So think back to February 1st and what you were experiencing around that time, around the themes of relationships, creativity, and values. During this second conjunction with Venus in retrograde, there can be a sense of nostalgia that creeps in around any kind of situation that either first started happening or first started becoming prominent in your life around that time. It's possible that you will be faced with making a choice between what's comfortable and familiar and that which is on your higher karmic destined path. And while Venus is in retrograde, we will usually feel more tempted to try to go back to how things used to be in the past. So this could mean an urge to revisit a particular location where you had a very romantic date, re-watching a movie or listening to a song that means a lot to you and somebody that is close to you or was close to you in the past. It could mean an urge to go through your possessions and look at some old things that bring back fond memories, but that you don't really have much of a use for now anymore. So there will be that really strong pull of the past. But as you revisit those things, and I do encourage you to enjoy and savor a little bit of nostalgia around this time, but what you'll notice is that those feelings aren't exactly the same anymore, or they're not what you had hoped for them to be. And the ultimate point of all of this is to break down the barriers that we have built around our hearts, because where these barriers have protected us in the past, we have now outgrown them and we need to shed them in order to be able to move forward because they have become restrictive. This could also be a day where you reassess your creative pursuits. That could mean revisiting an old project or a hobby or even a creative side hustle that fell by the wayside. It's a time to reassess whether you're giving appropriate time and space in your daily life for you to be creative. And let's be honest here, for most of us, the problem is not going to be that we're spending too much time being creative and we need to dial it down a little bit. It's going to be that we don't prioritize this area of our life enough. So this is definitely a time to lean into your feelings rather than your thoughts. Your thoughts will get their own moment to take center stage a few days after that, which we'll go into next. And you also don't have to have it all figured out by now. This clarity will come when Venus makes its 3rd conjunction with the North Node after it's gone direct again at the end of April. For now, just allow yourself to feel that bit of nostalgia. Allow yourself to have those romantic thoughts and for all of those feelings to come up and just observe what comes up that day. Now, if you're feeling all the Aries energy that's in the air and you're feeling the fire and like you need to just do something productive and be active, then this is a great time to declutter your home and either donate or throw away the things that, in Marie Kondo's words, no longer spark any joy. Then, on April 4th, Mercury, also in retrograde, also makes a conjunction with the North Node in Pisces. So this, as well as with Venus, is the second of 3 conjunctions. In this case, the first one happened on March 1st, and the final third one is coming on April 11th, so just a week later. Again, this is going to be some kind of situation which is pointing us towards our destiny. It might even be the same one or a related one from the one you examined earlier on this week on April 1st. But because this is Mercury, this time it affects how we are thinking about it rather than how we are feeling about it and relating to it. This is a situation that first started taking shape around the start of March, and now with Mercury in retrograde, our frame of thinking has changed, and so we have to bring this different way of thinking and of mentally processing things to this situation. But with the final conjunction happening so soon after, the good news is that we are promised to find at least a mental resolution of the situation quite soon after that. So there will be very little time spent in this hazy, uncertain limbo kind of situation. So our thinking is going to get a lot more intuitive as we're being called to reassess these events that started at the start of March or even at the start of February. But with all of this Pisces energy still around, that might be easier said than done, because those intuitive thoughts are the quiet ones that you don't usually pay much attention to, while the logical mind is loudly chattering away. This is a great day to grab a journal, but before you start writing, go ahead and revisit some old entries from a year ago or 2 years ago, or even further depending on what you've got available to you. Or maybe look through your phone and look through some old pictures and remind yourself where you used to be. And congratulate yourself on how far you've come and how much wisdom you've gained and how much you've grown as a person. Observe the differences between then and now, and then start writing down your current thoughts. And what you may find is that ideas to revamp and change certain areas of your life just start pouring out. And that's because on the very same day, we also have a sextile between Saturn in Pisces and Uranus in Taurus. And this harmonious aspect brings a beautiful balance between the old and the new, between fresh, innovative thinking and structure and stability. And that will really help you update any of your current systems that are in need of a refresh and make changes that are long-lasting and positive in the long term. Then the end of the week is where things get exciting. After all of this reflection and reassessment and realignment from earlier this week, it is now time to take inspired action. Motivation is coming with 2 harmonious Mars aspects happening at the same time. So you might suddenly feel really energized, or there might even be unexpected opportunities that come up for you in life. And because of Saturn's influence, any ideas that you have and any actions that you take promise to lead to something solid and grounded and long-lasting and sustainable. So we get this burst of energy and lots of excitement to either start a new path or to update and refresh the current path that we are on, but without the usual danger of fizzling out or overexerting ourselves, which can happen when Mars is involved, especially in combination with Uranus, because we have Saturn grounding it all and bringing stability and giving us that certain stamina that we need. So for some of you, you may find that you suddenly find ways of dealing with a situation that you've been stuck on for ages. I really recommend using that day to go on a walk or a hike in nature, or to maybe try a new form of exercise that you've been interested in. Because getting our bodies moving is really going to activate all of that Mars energy, and you may find that ideas and inspirations just come flying in from every direction. So afterwards, it will be a great idea to sit down and make a plan for the week or even the month ahead, so that you can utilize all of those ideas while they're fresh, but also using that stability and structure principle from Saturn. So, how do we make the most of this energy that week? Start by giving yourself some time to reflect. Notice what's coming up for you, especially around the themes of love, money, and communication. And then when you feel that spark of inspiration, just take action, even if it's just a tiny little step. We don't have to have it all figured out next week, but taking action and moving forwards is going to take us so much further on that path towards clarity. Now, remember that these transits will hit everyone differently and will affect different areas of everybody's life depending on where in your chart all of these points fall. If you would like some personalized insights into these, you can book a consultation with me through my website, which I will have linked for you in the description box. So I'd love to know, what's one thing you're feeling called to focus on this week? Where is destiny calling you? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you can stay up to date on all of the new astrological developments, and I'll see you again next week.